Are you guys familiar with Johari window? Hindi pa narinig ever? Okay. So we talked about yesterday about being or the self-awareness part. Okay. Now this Johari window is going to help us better understand ourselves. Okay. Question: how well do you know yourself? Let's put a number to that. 50%, 75%, 80%, 100%. How well do you know yourself?
I'd give
Self-assessment.
I'd give myself an 80.
80. Okay, good. How about you, Charmaine?
Hmm. I'm also going to say 80%.
80%. Okay, sige. There's nothing wrong with that because that is your self-assessment. Technically speaking, though, okay, and if you're going to use the Johari window theory, you only know yourself 50%. Okay, why? If you look at the grid or the quadrants here, there is the known to self and the known to others. Right? Doon pa lang sa terminology, automatic 50% na agad ang knowing yourself na. Okay. There's four categories. Let's talk about the first one, which is the arena. Okay. Arena is like, Araneta, everybody's there, everybody knows you. Right? So it's known to you and also known to other people. So ano yung mga aspects nyo, characteristics nyo, ano yung mga events sa buhay nyo na you know and everybody knows as well. So that's the 25%. The next one is known to self, pero hindi naman known sa ibang tao. Meaning, this is the deepest, darkest secret that you guys have. Okay? Ito yung mga bagay na hindi nila alam, pero it exists pala. Okay? So, yan yung 50% ninyo. That's the 50%. The next 50% is the not known to self, pero alam ng ibang tao. Posible ba yon? That you don't know it, but other people know. Possible? How? How is it possible? Ano tong mga aspects na to na hindi mo pala alam pero alam ng ibang tao? How about Charmaine? What do you think?
Siguro po, there are things that we're not aware, like sometimes if we're talking to someone, we're not aware that there are actions that we do or mannerism, something like that, that
Okay.
others can observe that we don't know or we're not aware of.
Agree. Agree. Okay, so that's one of many. Okay? So one is yung mga mannerism na posibleng hindi nyo pa alam. Posible din naman na alam nyo na. So there will always be times na parang, ay, meron pala akong, may ganun pala yung kamay ko pag nagtuturo ako. Na lumabas yan sa isang survey ng isang trainee ko. So that's something that you don't know, but everybody is seeing it. So now that you know those kinds of things, sa tingin nyo, blind spot pa ba siya? Saan na siya mapupunta ngayon? Nabanggit na sa'yo, alam na rin ng ibang tao. Saan na siya pupunta ngayon na category?
Open self.
Okay, so mapupunta na siya sa arena. Okay, good. Now, there's another example of a blind spot wherein minsan kasi yung mga extreme emotions natin, there are certain body language, certain words that comes out na minsan regardless of the tone, it just comes out. You know, syempre, extreme emotion ngayon eh. Right? And people are trying to understand you based on how you said it, the choice of words. Diba? Minsan, meron mong sasabi sa'yo, sarcastic ka doon. Tapos magugulat ka na lang na, ha? May sinabi lang ako, sarcastic na agad. Yun yung mga blind spots natin. There are also another example na yung mga body language natin na may misinterpret ng ibang tao. Okay? So, kapag yung mga blind spots na yan, nabanggit na sa'yo, it goes to the arena. Kasi known na sa'yo eh, alam mo na. Now, it's up to you now whether you're going to change it or not based on your or the feedback that you receive. Okay? Last part of the Johari window is the unknown self. Ito yung unknown both to you and unknown to other people. Meron ba? Siyempre, hindi natin masasagot. Unknown nga. Kayo naman. Okay? Unknown nga siya. So these are one good example of this is halimbawa is example na lang personally sa akin ano. Nung huli, never kasi kami binabaha dito sa village namin. Kung yung house namin hindi inaabot. First time inabot nung Ondoy. Okay, that was the biggest so far and the first, 'di ba, sa Philippines. So first time na inabot yung house namin for the last 43 years. First time. Di inabot. Hindi ko akalain mabubuhat yung two-door na refrigerator. Okay, nobody knows that, guys. Nobody, kahit sino siguro, hindi kayang buhatin yon on a normal adrenaline. Pero yung adrenaline rush ko, na nagpanic ako, pagkain talaga, di ba? Lumalabas ang katotohanan, Jean. Alam mo yan? Pagkain talaga. So yung ref talaga yung inuna ko. Wala nakakita. So, na-discover ko lang na kaya ko pala. Now, kung na-discover ko yun, walang nakakita, saan na siya lilipat?
Hidden self.
Hidden self na magiging secret ko na yun, guys. Okay? Secret kaya walang pwedeng makalam. Pero dahil alam nyo na siya ngayon, lipat siya ngayon sa arena. Okay? Because everybody knows that now. Yan. So technically, when we look at the quadrant of unknown self, these are the things, events in your life, your characteristics that are yet to be discovered. Okay. So forever, magiging 50% lang talaga ang pagkakakilala natin sa ating mga sarili. Kahit nasabi mo, nalipat sa facade or nalipat sa arena, no, it will always be 50% kasi they're still yet to be discovered. Okay? Lalo na yung dalawang halos pareho yung blind spot na yan. Okay. Good that we get feedback from other people so that those blind spot items can be known to us and then we can do something about that. Okay. So as a communicator, there are a lot of things that we are yet to discover about ourselves. Okay. Okay, malay mo, Charmaine, ma-discover mo after this training, ay, kaya ko pala. I can be a speaker pala. Diba? So yung mga ganon. Right. So remember that your Johari window or your knowing yourself is not going to stop with just the things that you know about yourself. Okay. There are things that you guys are yet to learn and discover. Okay. Now, let's talk about ito yung hiniling ni Jean kahapon. So how are we able to maximize yung ating communication styles? Okay? So I kind of did a little review last night. Like, ano bang pwedeng makatulong dito? And then knowing Jean, knowing Charmaine, na very timid, very quiet, opposite kayong dalawa. So this is something that you guys might be getting benefits from. And these are the things that we normally do and say every day. So you have the you statements, you have the I statements, and the we statements. Okay? Now, itong mga statements na to, ito yung madalas na narinig kahit sa bahay, I think. Okay? Example. Sige na, para malaman nyo. So, yan. Okay, yung mga you statements, ito yung madalas kapag napapagalitan tayo ng parents at home or sa opisina, parang, oh, you never believe me, you always thought I was a bad employee, ganyan-ganyan. You palagi ang umpisa. Okay? Anong feeling kapag lagi kayong nakakarina, oh, you're late na naman, Jean. Oh, Charmaine, late na naman, mali na naman yung report. Ano ba yan? How do you feel kapag ganon? Tapos imagine, meron pang ganon, no? Oh, late ka na naman. Anong feeling?
You'd feel bad, you feel berated or belittled, and you feel so small.
That's very
Mm-mm.
true. Okay? Ano pa, Charmaine, how would you feel?
Same with Jean po. I will feel bad also.
Okay. Ako noon, I never had madalas kasi boss ko lalaki. Right? So, men does not have that charming, charming ways of looking for nice words to say. Whatever it is that's inside their head, they will tell you. So medyo I grew up with that kind of upbringing. Pero there was a time na nagkaroon ako ng female na boss. Hindi niya ginagamit yung you. Okay? It will always be we. So medyo doon ako nakaramdam ng parang sandali lang. Oo nga, no? Yung feeling na hindi man lang ako nabigyan ng pagkakataon, hinusgahan ako. Yan. So yun yung bigla kong naramdaman. Pero okay lang, natuto naman ako lumaban. So going back to my female boss, she would always use we. Bakit? Kasi we're a team eh. Right? She understands the severity, the importance of every role of her subordinates. So she would always say we. Parang, oh, we need to do this. Kahit na kami lang yung gagawa, she would always say we. We need to do this. We need to face this. We need to tell our clients, we, and all that. Okay? Oh, we did something wrong again. What did we do today? What happened today? She would always say we, and she would always include herself kung may mali. Madalas kapag may mali. Kapag nagkakaroon ng tama, nagkakaroon ng appreciation, that's the time she would use the word you. She would say, you guys did it all. You did a great job. Okay? Pero, kapag ayan na, napapagalitan na kami ng kliyente, she would include herself. Okay? So what do you think is the difference between the impact of just using you and using we in the workplace? What do you think? Based on sa aking story.
I think po, using we kapag meron kang mali, it means parang um he or she let you feel that you're not alone in the situation. That she's always there whenever you need help. And using you, if there's a appreciation like that, it means that it helps you motivate to do more or to do more better. Or yeah, something like that po.
Okay, good. Minsan, ikaw pa yung as a subordinate, ikaw pa yung magsasabi na, no boss, we did it. Hindi lang kami. Diba? So, maganda yung impact nung combination ng you at ng we. Hindi pwedeng puro we lang. Minsan, yung sobrang nasobrahan ng use ng we, oh, we did it kahit wala siyang ginawa. Merong ganon, right? So, it has to be good timing. Actual usage is very good. And last one is the I statements, okay? When we talk about I statements, this I normally use during coaching, especially if I'm coaching a behavior, not performance. Okay, why? Imagine if I'm going to coach a behavior and I'll go, oh, you did this wrong. What's going on? Ano na naman ang mali? Ano na naman ang problema mo? Diba? And I don't feel like it is coaching. I feel like if those are the statements, I feel that it's going to be a sermon. You know? Diba? Sermon na nga tayo sa bahay sa magulang. Sermon pa rin ba sa opisina? Right. So I statements can be very helpful. Why? What you see in front of you is an example of a syntax for an I statement. Okay, so I'll go like, I feel disregarded whenever I feel that you don't believe in me. Okay? It's the same as this one, the second one here on top. Dun sa you never believe me. I feel disregarded whenever I feel that you don't believe me. I am hurt every time you would say I am not worthy. Versus you always thought I was a bad employee. Okay? And last is I feel disrespected whenever you are late coming to work. Right? These I statements normally uses your feelings. Nobody can question your feelings or your opinion. Feelings mo nga eh. Pwede ba nilang sagutin, totoo, hurt ka? Hindi naman pwedeng ganon. Right? So, I statements are very good at starting up a good conversation. All right, so let's talk about active listening. Okay. Now, there is actually two more prior to active listening. Okay, there is what we call hearing and just merely listening. Ano bang hearing? What is hearing for you? Anything? Any definition of hearing?
Hearing is when you hear the sounds, but you don't really process them. It doesn't get through the phase of the listening stage.
Right, exactly. So parang ano yan? Nasa office ka ba, Jean?
Opo, nasa customer care
Area
department ako
ka?
ngayon. So baka maingay yung background. Sorry po.
Hindi naman, no.
Mm.
Actually, yun yung gawin natin ng example.
Oh,
Maingay,
yeah.
does it bother
Mm-mm.
you?
It does. To be as a trainer, di ba? Kasi may training pad talaga tayo. So wala dito sa kumpanya na to. So kahit saan yung trainer ilalagay siya. So yeah, it does bother me, but I'm getting the hang of it na din naman so far.
Okay. It does bother you, but does it mean na you're listening? Parang, ano ba tong
Oh yeah, I
pinag-uusapan
don't.
niya?
Mm-mm.
No
Hindi.
naman.
Na,
Okay. So it's
mm-mm.
just merely hearing pa din. Right?
Yes.
Parang,
Mm-mm.
alam mong maingay sila, pero deadma. Parang ganon. Right?
Yes.
Another example is, let's say, narinig mong may fan. Alam nyo may fan kasi alam nyo yung tunog ng fan. But does it bother you? Hindi. Right?
No.
Until such time na kapag yung halimbawa yung ingay sa background ni Jean, eh marinig niya na si Jean ay ganito. Yan na. May mga trigger points wherein you are now going to start to listen. Kasi parang meron ka narinig. Sandali, pangalan ko yun ah. Ano yun? Bakit ganon? So may mga questions involved. There's what we call na parang digging deeper. Bakit narinig ko yung pangalan ko? Then now that escalates to from hearing to listening na. Okay? Pag active listening ang ginamit natin or the terminology active listening, anong difference ni active listening kay listening?
I think active listening is that you truly understand the spoken messages or
Mm-hmm.
the received messages, unlike with just hearing and listening.
Okay, may understanding involved or the so-called comprehension. Okay, meron ng act of comprehending what's going on. In short, when we are actively listening, meron ng communication na kasama. Meron ng exchange of thoughts, may yung question mo na hindi lang, oh, ba't narinig ko yung pangalan ko? Minsan magtatanong ka lang ng ganon without expecting any answer there, right? Okay. But if you're expecting an answer, then that becomes communication. And then when you ask a question, expecting for an answer, then you are to listen to the answer that you are hoping to get. Parang, wala, G, nabanggit lang namin kasi nga nandiyan ka na sa training. Yun. Okay? Once you start a conversation and it involves conversation, okay, active listening should always be present. Okay? If it's present, then there is what we call active listening na. Okay? Pag active listening naman ang skills, hindi kasi lahat ng tao merong ganun eh. Yung simpleng, sige, kamusta na? Minsan na-deviate tayo. Pag nagtanong ka, hindi mo na sorry, ano yung sagot? Ano yun? Minsan naman, mapapaisip ka, nagtanong ka, may sumagot. Mapapaisip ka, teka lang, parang mali ata yung tanong ko sa sagot mo. Hindi na nagmamatch. Big sabihin, you were actively listening. Okay? Now, when we talk about actively listening, merong mga ineffective ways of listening tayo na tinatawag. Okay? I'll share some. Ulit, I will not give you tips. You guys will come up with tips later on after this. Okay? So the first ineffective way of listening is the evaluative listening. Ano tong evaluative listening na to? This is when a listener tends to evaluate the speaker or what the speaker is saying rather than just listening. Self-protecting listening, this has something to do with mental health. May mga tao na parang if they hear something or if they're listening to a speaker and then they get a certain trigger na parang masasaktan ako sasabihin nito. or tatamaan ako sa sasabihin nito, nag-automatic shutdown siya, hindi na siya nakikinig bigla. Okay, that's why it's called self-protecting. You protect yourself from getting hurt from the things that you guys are going to hear. So that's self-protective listening. Tendency, when you shut down, wala na. Hindi ka na nakikinig. Okay? Assumptive listening. Ano yung mga assumptive listening? Nagkukwento pa lang, nasa introduction pa lang, meron ka ng, oh yeah, I know that. I already know that. Ganito yung sunod niyan. Okay? Para ka nanonood ng movie, ina-anticipate mo na yung ending. Yan. So those are our assumptive listening. Affirmative listening on the other hand, ito yung mga tao na oo lang ng oo. Okay? Akala mo nakikinig kasi tango, tango, tango. Pag tinanong mo, yes, yes. Pero hindi naman pala na intindihan. Okay? So those are our affirmative listener. Okay. Judgmental listening. So, I had a fair share of this judgmental listening. When I came in, I think this was in one provincial training I had. I was not informed na pwede naman mag-casual. Ako kasi typically, pag may klase ako, either naka long sleeves ako na polo shirt na may collar, or kung naka-blouse lang ako, dapat naka-coat ako. So I was not informed na pwede palang smart casual lang. So I came in with the coat and the long sleeves pa ako, no? Pagdating ko doon, parang lahat ng tao nagbabaw pa. They were even bowing. So they thought I was one of the daughters of the CEO or the owner. Naloka ako. Ay, ma'am, good morning po. Ma'am, po kayo, ma'am. Lahat in-offer sa akin, guys. Lahat. Tapos nalaman nila ako yung trainer. Parang, ay, may ganon. Okay? Tapos they couldn't really move on na naka-coat ako, buti na lang naka-long sleeves ako. So medyo tinanggal ko na lang yung coat ko para medyo maging subtle yung environment namin. Kasi parang off na off sila na naka-coat ako. Apparently, wala palang nagsusuot sa kanila ng ganon sa opisina. Kasi very casual yung office nila eh. Okay, may mga pumapasok na naka-shorts, na naka-torn jeans. So imagine, naka-coat ako. So talagang extra level yun sa kanila. Nahusgahan ako ng D-Ora. So nung nagdi-discuss na ako, parang hindi pa rin sila makamove on. Yung tingin nila sa akin mula ulo hanggang paa pa din. Ang hirap tuloy. So tinanggal ko na yung jacket ko. Yung coat ko. Ayan. Authoritative listening. Similar to the rest, judgmental, evaluative, assumptive. Pagdating sa authoritative, people just tend to listen to those people na they think are credible. Okay? Kaya as a trainer, very important that you create your credibility sa introduction pa lang eh. Okay? Regardless kung anong suot mo, o anong postura mo, anong itsura mo. Pero once you start describing your experience, you introduce yourself that you are credible enough regardless of what I'm wearing, people will start to listen to you. Okay? O di ba normal sa Pinoy, pag halimbawa ikaw ER, no? May dinala kang tao sa ER. Sino kakausapin mo una? Yung nakaupo doon na naka-duster? Siyempre hindi, di ba? Hanapin mo yung naka-uniforme. Either nurse or a doctor. Same goes when you're listening. You look at somebody na, wait lang, credible ba to? I'm talking about leadership, pero tingnan mo naman ang itsura mo and how you talk, how you communicate. Same goes when you're with your clientele. Okay? Lalo na mga clients natin, very judgmental ang mga clients. So you have to be able to really prove yourself so that people will start to listen to you. Okay? You start off with yourself. Walang client na makikinig sa'yo if you sound like, sir, good morning po. Ako po si Iris, ako po yung mag-a-attend po sa inyo today. Kahit ako, lapitan mo ko ng ganyan, tas ganyan ang approach mo sa akin, not that I wouldn't trust you, but I will have my doubts. Okay, ano yung mga doubts? That you can actually assist me. Okay? Knowing na ako isang coach. So, iisipin ko, counselor ka. Kasi napaka-timid mo, napaka-charming mo. Kakainin kita ng buhay, darling. Ganun yung perception ko. I would probably look for somebody who has a strong image compared to me. Parang alam ko yung sasabayan ako. Kasi nga, authoritative listener ka. You only listen to the people that you think can actually attend to your needs. So, yun yung authoritative listening. Ineffective kasi kawawa naman. Malay mo naman, merong kayang gawin yung tao. Okay? Lastly, defensive listening. It normally happens kapag tayo ay may mga emotional moments sa buhay natin, no? It happened to me so many times na kapag ako nasa emotional state, let's say nakipag-break up and all, tapos meron akong certain training na dapat kong attendan or I have to sit in one of my trainers session. Parang pakiramdam ko, ako yung pinapatamaan sa discussion. Yan. Ang defensive listener na yan, I normally parang, ako na naman? Bakit ka yung topic? Parang ako ba tinatamaan nito? Ako ba pinatatamaan nito? So instead of listening and focusing on what is being discussed, nadidistract ka by feeling na tinatamaan ka. Ako, isa tuloy lumalabas na lang ako. Sandali lang, strike 2 na yan Parang ako na lang ng ako. Lalabas na ako yan. As during break, I'll call the trainer. Saan ang gagaling yung mga example mo? Ba't parang pinapatamaan mo ko? May ganun na akong moment. Okay, so I'm sure everybody has gone through those kinds of moments. Now, these types of listening is very ineffective. Gaya niyan, nag-walk out ako. Hindi na ako tuloy nakapag-evaluate ng trainer ko. Hindi na ako nakapagpakinig. Hindi na ako nakapag-fill out ng evaluation form. Okay? So, it becomes ineffective.